Hello my friends, Stephanie Barnard for Sizzix, and I'm here at Scrapbook.com. Sometimes when I design dies, I have this other idea and it just kind of morphs into something else, and that's kind of what happened with this one. I designed these fun word border dies and I thought, oh, they'd be so fun on this and on this and on this, and then guess what? They ended up fitting perfectly on my stand-up cards. Now, I will be honest, it was an accident, but it was so much fun, I have to share it with you. Let me show you. Here we have a cute little stand-up card, Life is Sweet, and we're gonna open it up and it stands up. Isn't that adorable? But the best part about this is when I designed the Life is Sweet, I never, ever, ever in a million years, I have to be honest, didn't think that it would fit perfectly on this part of the A2 size stand-up cards. But guess what? It does. And so I want to share this technique with you. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our stand-up card. Now, stand-up cards are really, really fun. This is the one we're going to use. It's the scallop circle. And I always like to call this the friend test. What I like to do is I like to give a stand-up card to a friend. And you know, a week or two later, I go visit them at their house. Now, I am really going to check to make sure they have this stand-up card on display at their house. Because if they don't, you know I'm gonna say something, right? We have to save our handmade cards. They can at least put them in their scrapbooks once they're done with them, right? So I'm always checking, looking around the mantle, looking on their desk, finding my handmade cards that I've given them. Now, these are so much fun also for save the dates or little calendars or even get well cards, but this one is a Life is Sweet, so let's get started. We are going to use this card base to make the base. We're going to open this up. Now, this has 19 dies in it, but don't be overwhelmed with the number 19 because most of them are layering dies. So we're gonna grab these, and we're gonna use some of these other ones in a little bit. We're gonna move those. Oh, actually, I know we're gonna use this one, so we might as well grab it, right? And we're going to die cut this card base. We're gonna grab this, and we're gonna get our cardstock. Now, this makes it almost look like you can use your beautiful glitter pads. But look, it's the exact same size as our cutting pads, so we don't want to use it. You want your cutting pads to be larger than your die. So we're going to go to our old standby, the extended cutting pads. We're going to put this a little bit at an angle so we make sure that it goes through our machine without a speed bump, and we'll get that extended cutting pad out. We're going to lay that down and we're going to run it through. Now the machine is going to cut and score the die for us, so we're going to have a perfectly cut out A2 size card. We're going to open this up, and here we have our card base. Wasn't that easy? Now we're going to move that off to the side and get this out of here, and we're going to trim this. And we're going to fold this. See that score line? We're simply going to fold that so our corners line up. We're going to give it a nice score. And then we have these little score lines on the side. We're gonna fold those, just like that. And lastly, we have this cute little belly button notch. I call it the belly button notch because it's in the center of the card. We're just gonna lift that up ever so slightly, just like that. Now, watch this. It's gonna go in there, but it's gonna pop out. And you're gonna say, uh-oh, I broke it. Don't worry, it's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get a bone folder, or you can get the side of a cutting pad, anything you want to score this, just a little bit. Then we're going to try that again, and look at this. It's gonna sit in there perfectly. Isn't that fantastic? It's ready to go. So now we get to decorate it. The next thing we want to do is we want to add our layering pieces. We already cut out this one that's gonna go right here on the inside, so we can just peel that up because we have Sizzix adhesive on the back. And we're just gonna add this right on the inside of our card. So simple. And then we're going to cut out our cute little yellow, I call it a sun, but it's not a sun. It's this cute little scallop die that came in the kit. We're just gonna lay that down. And we have some stars. Now I've already cut out some stars, but I used this set here. This is the star triplets that I designed for Sizzix, and there are 13 dies in here, but most of them are stars. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut out any stars that you want to add this, and I've already added those to my arsenal over here, so I have quite a few stars already cut out. Use your scraps. That's the best time to use your scraps. And then we're gonna cut out our Life is Sweet. So this is the die set. that is, remember, it was originally just designed for borders, and it has the Life is Sweet. It also comes with You Are Beautiful, a beautiful flower border here, and then a big rectangle. Why a rectangle, right? Well, let me show you. First, we're gonna peel out this Life is Sweet, and I'm gonna do a little trick because I want you to see the difference, why you need that. Now, first, we already die cut the pink back, and that was using just that big rectangle. So to cut out the back, you're just going to, oh, actually, we didn't die cut that already. We're gonna die cut it right now. So we're gonna run this through and that through, and we are going to get our smaller cutting pad. And look, it barely fits. Can you see how it barely fits? So I am going to move this over and move that right over here. So I make sure that I can use my smaller cutting pad because life is faster when you use a smaller cutting pad. And we're gonna run that through. Now that scallop circle was really intricate, so I'm just gonna run it back through. It's so much faster to run it through twice than it is to try to clean it out. So now we have our rectangle base ready to go. And then we have our cute little scallop, and look, all those pieces came out right away. Now, of course, we are gonna have to clean our little die, so before the next time we use it, we're gonna clean out all those pieces, and I just like to use one of my brushes to clean it out like this because it's much faster. But never, ever, ever die cut with a dirty die, because a dirty die is gonna give you dirty cuts. A clean die is gonna give you clean cuts. So it's always important to have a clean die when you die cut. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to grab our white piece. And remember how I said we were gonna use this rectangle? We're not going to at first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this down and pretend this was my card base. We're gonna lay that down and it's gonna stay, actually, I'm gonna do this a little different because I really want you to see this, it's really important. So I'm gonna use some scratch paper and I'm gonna cut this out of scratch paper because I want you to see what I'm talking about. Oh, finger test. See that? See how it's moving? What does that mean? That means it's time to flip. So this will say stay flat. So we're gonna lay this down and we're gonna lay this down. Let's say this was, well, it's scratch paper for real, right? But let's say this was my card front or something like that. And I wanted it to stay in my card. I'm only gonna use this die. Normally, and for this card, we're gonna use both dies. But I want you to see what it looks like when you only use one die. So we're gonna lay this down and we're gonna run this through. So this could be my card front. This could be just about anything. Again, this is a little bit more intricate. I could either use what? My precision base plate or just run it through twice on this one. And look at this. It is cut out, but it's out of my scratch paper. Now, of course, you're not gonna cut it out of your scratch paper at home, but I wanted you to see that it stays in the paper. So on my card front, I could cut out a beautiful Life is Sweet on my card front, but that's not what we're gonna do. We are going to use both dies. So this is a drop-in die because I'm gonna use both dies. We're gonna lay that down and we're gonna die cut both of these. Now, I need to make sure this die is clean, right? Dirty dies equal dirty cuts, and we don't want any dirty cuts around here. So we're gonna give it a couple little rolls and, oh, almost clean, 2 little spots right there. Sometimes I just go like this and it just pops right out. Look, nice and clean. Now I'm gonna get a nice clean cut. So I'm gonna lay that down. And hear how it snaps to my magnetic platform? You just gotta love that. We've lined it up, it looks great. We'll give it a little tilt so it's not a speed bump, and we're gonna run that little Life is Sweet through. How easy is this? I'm all about fast and easy because that's how I have to roll. I don't have time to spend 2 hours on a card. I have to get that card done now, right? What if I'm trying to beat the mailman to the mailbox? So now look at that, Life is Sweet. So we are going to add that to our pink rectangle. We're gonna peel off the adhesive backing, just like this. Look at that, it just comes right off. Life is Sweet, especially when you have Sizzix adhesive. And then we're gonna add this to our, now I always like to put my head in the way just to make sure I get this on there pretty decently. There we go, pretty close. It's a little off. Now, when you do this at home, you're gonna be right over it to make sure you get it in the right spot. But because I have to be at an angle so you can see, there we go, we just fixed it, no problem. So now what we wanna do is we wanna add some more decorations to this. We're gonna peel off the backing of our yellow, and we're gonna add this right there, line that up. See, it looks like, oh, there's words on here, so let's make it the right way. We don't want those words to be upside down, just in case somebody has good enough eyes that they can read that. And let's add some stars. let's have some fun with our stars. You can add as little or as many stars as you want. Like hearts and flowers, you can never have too many stars. And this has adhesive on the back, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna peel off some of it because I don't wanna peel off all of it and have it hang over because then it'll glue my card shut. So we're gonna add a star there. And let's get some more. We can also add pop-up dots to these. We're gonna decorate our card any way we want. The more stars, the better, if you ask me. And we're just gonna have some fun with this. So we're gonna add, yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I'm just playing and having fun, let me tell you. So let's add some pink to this one. Again, I'm just gonna peel off some of it. See how I'm just peeling off some? I'm leaving the adhesive back in here so I can add it to the edge of my card right there. Just like that. So now let's add our Life is Sweet. We're gonna add some adhesive to the back. And we're gonna lay this right on top in between. Look at how that layers on there perfectly. Isn't that fantastic? And I'll be honest, that was a happy accident. Now we're almost done. I want to add another little guy here, and we're just going to get some Sizzix adhesive, and using Dina's trick, we're going to peel this open, and we're going to just add this just like that, and now I have adhesive on it, and we're going to add that right there. And then we're going to add some stars to the inside. Again, let's add some pop dots just to add some more interest. We're going to peel that up. And you can be frugal with those, just add one or two, that's okay. One there, and let's get some ribbon. We need some ribbon. Life is better with ribbon. Ribbon and glitter, and flowers, and stars, and hearts. That is life. And puppy dogs. And Diet Coke. And white Tic Tacs. Okay, so now we're going to tie this ribbon. We're gonna go around the back, just like that, fold the ribbon in half. Peel, pull that out. Look at that cute little bow. Look at that cute little bow. And I was going to trim it, but oh, okay, we'll trim it a little. It looks pretty fantastic. Okay, and I think we need one more star to finish it off. Now, the main reason why I'm adding this ribbon right here is because I covered up that little belly button notch, and I need my card to have a place to stop. So that's going to add my little place to stop. So here we have some more adhesive, and let's do the trick. We're going to peel this up. I keep going to the same corner, so I'm just going to go to a different corner this time. We're going to add adhesive, peel that off, and add this one right here, and we are done. How easy peasy is this? And it looks like a regular card, but then it stands up for display. It's perfect, it's ready to go, and it was oh so easy. Thank you so much for joining me for this Life is Sweet card. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.